What's up, you guys? What's going on? Jasmine Atten, Mystic at the Crossroads here. Happy new moon, happy waxing moon. I hope everybody is doing fantastic. We are at the very top of summer, and you know what that means. It is wedding season. This is the time of year where people are, the sun is out, springtime has happened, things are blossoming, and what better time to blossom your relationship and take that to the next level. What we're going to be doing today is preparing a marriage candle, and this is to help move your relationship from where it is to where you want it to be. This is to help persuade your love mate or your partner to finally make that next step into commitment and giving you that ring. I've chosen some very simple ingredients here, working with a 7-day glass candle, and I'm going to show you how to turn this candle into the candle that's going to get you that marriage proposal that you have been waiting for a very long time. Some of the ingredients that we're going to be working with down here are some oils. You're going to want to use a road opener. And the purpose of the road opener oil is to remove any blockages, anything that could potentially be keeping you where you are stuck in that relationship. So if you feel like you've gotten to this certain point and you're ready for it to go to the next level, you'd want to use some road opener oil. The next oil you're going to want to use is a commanding oil. Again, the whole purpose is to persuade your partner to really start thinking along the lines of long-term and commitment. So commanding oil to command that marriage proposal. The last oil that you want to use is some Jezebel oil. Jezebel is an attraction oil to move the relationship along, as well as really getting things, when you're blending your life and you're starting a new chapter and you're getting engaged, there's so many things that are going to take place following that. Moving in together, making commitments, opening bank accounts, making purchases, maybe buying a home or property, maybe even blending your families together. So you want to make sure that that transition goes as smoothly as possible. Jezebel oil is best used for anyone that is a female or operating from feminine energy. But for guys, if you are the one wanting to do this candle spell, then you'd want to work with some High John the Conqueror oil. But for sake of the video, we're going to work with some Jezebel today. The herbs you're going to be working with are patchouli, and patchouli is a phenomenal herb for love, for pure, committed love. It also helps spice up the relationship. It helps spice up someone's feelings for you. So of course, if a person is in a place where they're like, I absolutely can't live without you, you'd want to use a little bit of patchouli for that. You'd also want to use some of your commanding herbs. Two of my favorites are licorice root and dandelion. Licorice root is for commanding, dandelion is for making a wish come true. And last but not least, as far as the herbs is concerned, the most important is something called deer tongue. Deer tongue is a commanding herb that's oftentimes referenced to using in court case spells, but what a lot of people don't realize is deer tongue is a phenomenal herb to persuade specifically a marriage proposal and or to get your partner to express their true feelings for you and really tell you how they feel. So if you're in limbo in your relationship, if you're not sure how they're feeling, if you're wanting to get some answers from them, or you're ready for that commitment to finally happen, you're going to want to use a little bit of deer tongue, okay? A few things that are additional that I recommend would be something that is going to be tangible. So if you look here, I have these little, and I'll show you how I'm going to use these later, but this little confetti that says I do. We have some rings here. We have Mr. and Mrs., and these do come in Mrs. and Mrs. and Mr. and Mr., if that's who you are. We have Team Bride. And the reason why I like working with these is because, remember, words carry power, words carry energy. So you want to utilize everything that correlates to the desire and the results that you're looking for. We also have these little itsy bitsy, I don't know if we can zoom in on this or not, but these itsy bitsy little diamond solitaire rings. You can use a mock engagement ring if you have one. If you've been previously engaged, please do not use an old engagement ring. We're not trying to carry that energy, but you can order yourself maybe something off of Amazon that looks like the type of ring you want to manifest, and you can use that. You could also print out a photo, maybe from Pinterest or the internet, to symbolize if you want a princess cut, do you want a halo ring, do you want a solitaire, do you want an infinity band, like what is it that you want? Print that out and utilize that with your candle. The last ingredient that we're going to be adding is some rice. And because if you think about it, in traditional weddings here in the Western society, rice is thrown at the end of the wedding to symbolize good luck and to bless the partners that are moving forward with their life. So you want to put some rice inside of your candle. It is very important to use white because white signifies purity, it signifies love, it signifies unity, and it's commonly associated with weddings here in the Western culture. If you're in another country, or I know like in India, red is traditional for brides, then you might want to use a different color candle. But for Western society, we go with white. You can also print out a photo of something that really sparks or reminds you of what you want. So let's say, for example, you're in the relationship. Maybe even you've gotten the ring, but the date hasn't been set, and that happens a lot. People propose and then they're engaged for like 5 years. Ain't nobody got time for that, unless that's what you want. If that's the case, then maybe you want to print out a photo of a married couple, something or someone that looks like a happy couple to you. It can be, if you're trying to figure out what type of photo, maybe find a photo that reminds you of the idea of the type of wedding you want, maybe with a dress that you find to be pretty, or maybe something you want your groom to wear. If you're an interracial couple, find an interracial couple. If you're of a different nationality, find the nationality. Find whatever represents you. If you are in a same-sex relationship and you want to be proposed to, maybe print out a photo of that idea of your partner proposing to you. And these are just examples, okay? And I'm going to show you in a second how you're going to work with this. So the first thing I'm going to do is you always want to cleanse your candle. You want to go in a clockwise motion when you're cleansing. You can utilize some love incense, some road opener incense, some commanding incense. Patchouli would be a good one. Moldavite would be a good incense. Or just something pretty of your choice. So you want to cleanse this, and you kind of let the smoke go around it until you intuitively feel that it's cleansed. Thank you. I've already begun to prepare this candle by poking my holes in the top of it. The reason for that is we want to allow the oil to seep down inside of the candle, because if it's just sitting on the top, then what's going to happen is when you light your candle, the flame is going to ignite and it's going to set the top of your candle on fire. We don't want that. Fire safety, okay? So in no particular order, I always tend to start with my oils first. We're going to do a little bit of road opener. And as I'm doing this, I'm thinking my intentions. I am thinking that I want whoever the partner is, the name of your partner, to propose, to open up their heart, to move any of those obstacles away, to solidify that commitment, to move the relationship to the next level, okay? And you want to kind of let your oil go down. You do not need a lot. And the reason being, and this is something, I've said this before, but I find some people either don't do it or maybe you're not sure, but you always want to add a little drop of oil to your candles every day, because as the candle burns, the oil will burn off. And that is your tip for working your candle. Also remember, when you're working with a 7-day candle, you have to spend every day that it's burning working on it. You don't just light it and walk away. You can take your finger and go around. We're still going in a clockwise motion. If I was doing this for a client, I'd be speaking out loud, praying over it, really putting my intention, saying the name. But you get the idea. And then the Jezebel oil. Another thing that I like to do is I'll just hold the oils for a minute. I will pray, think my intention, what the purpose of working with this oil is and what it's going to do for me, and add that. The Jezebel oil also contains not just Jezebel, but a few other herbs that are for committed love. So I really like working with that for any type of matters of the heart. Optional. Now, this is preferably works best if you're already in the relationship and you want to move your relationship to the next level. But let's say you haven't met that partner, but you know you're at this place in your life where you're ready to get married and you want to attract the ideal person. Combine it with a Come To Me candle. If you have had not the best luck in relationships, then you might want to combine it with a Come To Me and a road opener, or a Come To Me and a blockbuster. So that's just some ideas, because the more you work the candle, the better the results that you're going to get. Now I'm going to begin to add my herbs. Again, in no particular order. I'm going to start with my licorice root, and I will place my herbs down in my hand. Speak some words of intentions, think some words of intentions, and I'm going to dress the candle in a clockwise motion. So maybe I'm saying, John Doe, you will propose to me. We will go ring shopping. We will move the relationship to the next level. Or Jane Doe, whoever it is that you're dating. So that's the licorice root. And I'll do the same thing with the dandelion. These herbs are very specific, by the way, and I oftentimes will mention what you can substitute with, but for this particular spell, you will have to use these specific herbs. A little bit of the deer tongue, which is my favorite. I love deer tongue. I work with it often. I put it in honey jars. I put it in love candles. I use this for pretty much anything that I need to command. A little bit of patchouli, and you want to be mindful. You don't want to overdress your candle. A little goes a long way. Okay. We're going to add a little bit of rice. And again, you're speaking your intentions, you're praying over it, or you're reciting what it is that you want. Optional, some magnetic sand. I like using magnetic sand. It does exactly what it sounds like. If you don't have this, you can do without it, but if you do have it, it's not just for drawing money, but it's for drawing in whatever that intention is. And then we're going to use a little bit of purple glitter. And we're using purple because, again, this is still commanding. We are commanding, we are persuading what we want to happen. Okay. So your candle should look something like this. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my photo that I have printed out of my very happy couple, and I'm going to tape that photo on here. Find a photo that works for you. Find one that looks like what you could envision as being your realistic dream wedding, and boom, there you go. Last but not least, we're going to snip our wick. It's very important to make sure you trim your wicks down. Then we're going to take our candle, and you can either write a petition and place under here. You could write a petition and add it to the back of your candle. You could write directly on your candle. You could write on the back of the photo. There's no right or wrong way for this. We're going to add our rose petals because roses are the highest vibrational in the plant kingdom. They are a commonly known symbol of love. Most of the time, an individual will give roses to their lover. So we're going to add some roses. You could work with dry, but I like to use fresh for this. We want to use things and elements that are living and vibrating and beautiful. Dry roses are okay for some things, but they're not really my favorite for marriage spells. But do what feels right to you. Isn't this pretty? Okay. Now, remember those little confettis I told you guys about? We are going to add them around our candle. So we're going to put our Team Bride down here somewhere. We're going to put our engagement rings down here somewhere. We're going to put our I do down here somewhere. All right. And one more. Okay. And this, my loves, is how you prepare a marriage candle to get your partner to finally pop that question, move your relationship to the next level, and solidify your lives together. What do you guys think? Isn't that pretty?
That's great.
I like it. All right, so this is very simple. I will be happy to answer any questions. Please leave your questions or comments down in the comment box. Share this video with someone you love. If you've missed this, the replay will be up on my YouTube channel, Mystic at the Crossroads. Make sure that you are following me here, both in my group Let's Talk Magic and on Instagram. I am doing more Instagram live videos at One Ritual Away. If you'd like to consult with me about this spiritual service, have a reading or private consultation, you can book an appointment at oneritualaway.com. I love you guys. Happy witching, happy manifesting, and remember, anything you want, manifesting your best life is just one ritual away. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.